World Health Organization has declared coronavirus a global pandemic.
When the first case was identified in New York, in retrospect, that was the time that we should have known that COVID was everywhere in New York. I suddenly felt sick. It was a real bad back pain. I've never experienced that kind of muscle pain, but I was in denial, to be honest. My friend Marcus Pereira, he's an infectious disease specialist. He said that, Tom, you should probably come get tested. He tested me, and then it turned out to be positive. One day, I felt like I couldn't breathe. When I checked my oxygen saturation, it was below 90. That's when I felt that I should come into the hospital.
We knew Tom was sick and Tom was home not feeling great, and then the next thing we know he's in the ER and struggling.
By the next morning, his oxygen requirement kept going up overnight. It clearly seemed like things were progressing in the worst way.
I got a text from him, and the text said, Gebhard, are you around? I think they're coming to intubate me. At that moment, my heart sank because it became extraordinarily real that he was so sick.
That was the peak of the pandemic. You'd cry when you drove home because there was just so much badness going on that we couldn't stop. And then knowing that one of our own made it even more personal. He was teetering on multi-organ failure. So it was clear that for him to have a good chance of surviving, he would be better off on ECMO. ECMO not only rests the lungs, but it allows the other organs to recover. But ECMO is not to be taken lightly. It's a big deal, has a lot of potential complications.
The minute he was on ECMO, survival rate was 10%. That was the day that I said the enemy is inside the wire.
Tom is now one of the sickest patients in this hospital.
A lot of people thought that they lost me. I saw that I died. I saw the white light. The white light came from far away, and then just, coming from far, and then suddenly, surrounded me.
We then discovered that he actually had a superimposed bacterial pneumonia. There were bacteria growing in his bloodstream. We got him some antibiotics that took care of that. And then he gradually started getting better.
When I woke up, I was not in a normal state of mind. I was confused and hallucinating. You would wonder if this, person would really come back to normal.
Luckily, we got him to the near ICU, and again, another set of colleagues and team members who'd come to the rescue.
They found that there's a clot and some bleeding. It wasn't a major one, thank God.
When Dr. Kato first came to us, I don't think he would have been recognizable to a lot of the people who did know him and who did know his work.
I'm so weak. The very first try, I was all, holding my hand on the rail. The next step was to stand up and then walk.
He's been our Michael Jordan for 10 years. I can't tell you how happy it is to have him back.
He's the person who does the surgeries when other people give up.
He fights for his patients, and he does for his patients what so many others cannot do.
So amazing, so amazing. I'm just so happy. I think everybody worked on me so hard. I think every step of the way to save me, so I'm so grateful.
When I left the hospital, I know I survived. But do I really know that I would be able to do the same thing I do? No, at that time. I wasn't able to move my arm normally. I couldn't, raise my shoulder like this, so I couldn't raise my hand like that. They examined me and found out that I'm missing a nerve function. So that was kind of scary. Probably about a month after, started to see some part of my muscle working, and then they gave me an assurance that once that come back, meaning the nerve is not dead, so it will come back.
Sometimes think that was a nightmare. And we just wake up and nothing happened because he's really back, totally normal, like if that never happened to him. I don't know anybody that could go through what he went and have this amazing recovery.
The first time I started to see patient on the beginning of August. Very first surgery I did was surgery with robotic machine, so that I can sit down and do it. When I got out of the hospital, I thought that I was never gonna be able to run again. I've been running about 5K to 10K. It's only a few more weeks left to New York City Marathon. For me, to be back to my routine was really the goal. That's who I am. So lucky that I was in the care of my colleagues and friends. But I really can't thank enough to every single person in the hospital, essentially. I think this is a great opportunity for me to thank everybody, who helped me along my recovery. A year and a half ago, I was in a hospital bed in a really serious illness. From there to be able to do the marathon was something very special for me. I'm so grateful that I was able to come back, and I'm so thankful to my colleagues who helped me all the way. Marathon was something that I was able to do before COVID. I really feel like if I can do this, then I can put some closure on this COVID story. I'm just so happy that I was able to finish it.